we want to get to a better idea of what the beer inyan of Shilas Kli the Rachel Leah. So she gives her Keilim. The Keilim what is the Kitzonis or Keilim of the Keilim. Of the Keilim, she gives the Keilim. So it must be that if we're going to have a urea, that the Rita is going to be of the Oros. So let's look at number Nun Vav down below, and it says, read like this. So let me go back to this idea, the Shaila. Maskil Lavoyer Biyazer Beer, Echna Asis Ashailah Shalas Akelim, Shal Rachel Leah. Became Voyer Ezer Holokin, the Rachel Nishari B'Tzilus, and what remains in Tzilus. So let's get into this. He says in his bar, it's later b'mekomas rabim. Shebetechidas atzilus Rachel, as Rachel begins to develop. She is the nukva dezer anpin. Shehi spheres malchus shebechasaris spheres atzilus. This is the malchus, of course, that we know. Let's understand when she comes out. When she appears, she's just a dot. That particular dot is going to be considered to be her root. The Klaus of Tzilus. So it's also talked about the malchus of the Tzilus. That's the rock, but behind the kuda acha belvad. Behind the shechoiza kululu rock besfira achas beprati. So it means that she's only one sfira. Belacha bekan sark lahashlim, but that she has to grow with lahagdilacham yedeh shemam shechan law as shar tesha sphirosechos. So it has to be sent down into her other 9 spheros. Just 1 second. So he says. I think that there's a general opinion about that and what it's going to say here, but I think that in other places it maybe says something different, maybe. This is the Kavana of the sphere of her Kesser. This is what is mostly said. And this well, Yudech nieces of Mochen Bezer Anpin, that the Mochen come in now, start into Zer Anpin. Nimshacha Belecha Bederek Tosefes, Tishach and the Kudas Zechera. So as the Mochen are coming into Zer Anpin, they come then from Zer Anpin through the Neked, probably in the Chaza, and go into her. V'az Nigmerev and Ases Bas Eser Sphere Shalemos, and as the Mochen, the godless, are coming into Zer Anpin, she gets her share. V'az Yechol his daveg in Zer Anpin, and as a result of that, she's ready. Kodim Sheba Anok Rachel his daveg in Zer Anpin. Aliyah, that is Aliyah, the Godel, the Hiyos Bas Eser Spheros, that she's going to grow up to that side, Shalemos. Kevin, so he says Kevin should call parts of Kadesh Yuchel his daveg alov the Hiyos Shalem. In order for that, so he said, "Today shetihia ba eser spheros, eser spheros, v'hagdala zu naasa ayidei nimshachim b'lecha mochim," so that we understand. Now, thing is, I had a question about that. She's a kesser, right? So the kesser is normally at the very top. So if you're bringing in, let's say her kesser is at the Chaz of Zer Anpin. So what it means is that it has to go through the opening, the nekev in the Chaz of Zer Anpin, and it goes immediately into her kesser. But what are we actually building up in her going through that kesser is going to be the Chochmah down through the bottom. So I'm not, so just pointing that out. As we know, as she grows up, and as a result of that, as we said, the process, it has to go through the existing kesser, but the kesser doesn't move, it stays where it is, it's like a bridge, and everything else falls through it, I suppose, according to what he's saying here. So v'nimsa ki shorish rachel v'ikara eno rak nukuda ach bilvad. So the shorish rosh is only a dot. That's what we said. V'halatisha nukuda secheros hein b'sod tosafos. So they're added on to v'enach b'shar shach b'tziusa, but her basic. She was originally a basil labar. She was just an aspect of Zer Anpin that stuck out. So now that one place, that aspect, he says that is actually the whole root of her, which is her keser. In the midst of all of that, he says, which is her main root. All the rest of them, La'olam lo mis ma'etis rachel. She doesn't become more limited or smaller. Rachel likiyos pachos mibas sfira achas. She can never be less than one sfira. Avaltesha sfira sechel yicholim lehistali b'mena. But the other 9, in other words, that she has a bottom part. The bottom part turns out to be her top part, which is her keser. So he says, and the other ones, though, they can all leave. So once again, if they're leaving, I'm just thinking that they have to, where are they going? So they're going into Bia, so I guess they're going down. She comes back to being one sphera. The other 9 pull out, as we know, just like she was when she first appeared. So let's see, there's a little bit more here, number samach. So now we're after Chatzos Alayla. Lokeches Leah la'atzma elu hatesha nekuda shel atosafos. Leah then takes these. He calls them the nekudos, the different spheros, but he's calling the nekudos probably for a reason. But in other words, they're very small. That's what it sounds like. Shel atosafos. So she gets those, that is the additional 9, while she's still in a position where she's ach ba'ach. So al pi choser the vayr ich na'asis ha'sha'ailas ha'kelim shal rachel the Leah. Let's go back onto that. V'lusha shal Leah lova the rachel. So he says that Leah lends to Rachel. Rak Tesha Sfirasachel, only her 9 spheres Shabo Alachel, Besota Savis Kaniskar. Now that's a little confusing to me. Let me read it again. Al Pi Zeh, according to what we said there then. Chose Devair Ich Naasach HaSha'ilus HaKeilim, how exactly this Havayis HaKeilim comes about. The Havayis HaSha'ilus HaKeilim, shall Rachel Leah. Rachel now is giving to Leah. So how does it come about? V'hu shall Leah loven the Rachel, so she borrows from Rachel Rak Tesha Sphirosech. She's only borrowing 9 of her spheros. Shebacha Balecha Besod Tosefes Kenizer. That's the 9 that are always the what is called. He calls it the Tosefes, the additional ones, which are not the root. But there's only one that's going to stay by Rachel, of course, back to the. So now the additionals are what's going to be lent over to Leah. The Keilim sheikara b'shorsha the Rachel is spheres achas. So since it's only one sphera, so she has to have some essence of herself, which she's not going to give to Leah. To these 9 that she lends over to Rachel, which are the Tosefes again, while she's still standing with him back to back. Let me see, we have a little bit more here, but so let's try to finish this out. So he says, Leah negdalas, v'Rachel misme'etes, v'cholechas asher nish'ara besod nekuda acha bilvad, and she keeps going down until all of the rest of it is just like a Tosef. It's interesting now, what goes into Bia? What goes into Bria? What's the part that goes into Bria? If she's she's lent all of her Tosefas, she's left given to Rachel, to Leah rather. So she's just a dot. Now that dot, what happens now? She doesn't ever become less than one sphera. So my question is still, what goes down into if her root and her ikar is still in Atzilus, it's at the bottom, it says what it sounds like, and if the Tosefes all went over to Leah, so what's going down into Bria? So maybe we'll figure this out. Nimsa Shalea Lova Bachadroga as Kali Rachel. So the different levels here of Leah are going to be lent to her from Rachel. The Nigdalas al Yadim, and she uses them at Naasis Ruchu Bakokul Maseranpin. Veda Rachel Choseris Atach Kaknusa, she goes back to her small state. The Kefisha Choset B'Techida B'Sach of the Kudas Achas. Pachos Mashir Nakuda Achad, but less than that, she does not lend that. And then she has no essence. Yechol of the Hismayit Olam. So it's very interesting that she can go through a tremendous contraction. The Fishi Eshallah the Hismayit the Hios Pachom Mechashir Shechoise Be'esa Tzilusa. So it is impossible she could become less, and then she'd be limited down Be'es at Tzilusa when she to less than what she was when she first came out. That's it for today, right? 6:23. Pretty good. Okay, Kol Tov.